When I think about the future, what comes to my mind is love. Because love is infinite. And we need to reclaim the gift of being infinite beings. And if we are infinite, the future does not exist. Now is yesterday. Now is tomorrow. And create an even bigger love that multiplies and flies like bubbles, flies like little black cherubim and seraphim. Love is God.
This event is really something that's been sort of a brainchild of mine. The idea around this was, how do we break bread and facilitate some conversation? We decided to dispense with going with table numbers, and we wanted to go with table names. And these names are in part to help to kind of ignite some conversation based on the name of that table. We also have some table conversation cards. So we want to break bread and have conversation. We want to learn about who's at the table, what are you up to, and what kind of ideas do you have? We've been really all about kind of opening channels and passages, pathways for folks who have been really wanting to realize their dreams. There are many things that I could have been doing in my retirement years, but I chose to really kind of step up to the plate and answer this calling. I wouldn't call it divine, but it has been divine. It's been divine and it's been delicious, as a matter of fact.
10 years is no small feat, because the average nonprofit doesn't make it past 3. So 10 years, let's give a round of applause. In Kentucky, when you're betting on the races, that you must bet on the horse while it's still in the mud. You can't wait for it to get to the winner's circle. Right, it's too late, but you must bet on the horse while it's in the mud. So when Henry came to Charlotte and he talked about his vision for City Startup Labs, it didn't take me long to realize that this was a winner who just happened to be in the mud. But Henry, what you decided to do was to also open the gate for those in the mud so they could run. Just being there at the beginning, I realized that I was just a character in your dream at that point. But you know something? I'll do it all over again.
I'm not surprised by any of this, because he had that vision when we met him, and he stuck to his conviction around that vision to create all this, to create and have this impact that we're celebrating here today. We're so proud just to be a small part of that. We saw at that time your vision was something that this community needed, and we're all proud of the vision and being able to play a small part in that. So congratulations to you and everyone at City Startup Lab. Thank you.
I think one of the things that I really like about Mr. Rock is his intentionality. For me, he's going to tell me what I need to know and not what I want to hear, right? I remember going through the program, and at the time, we were kind of thinking small, so we had our product in bars and restaurants. And Mr. Rock was like, man, you gotta think big. And 5 years later now, because of that motivation, we're in many of the hospitals, events, and universities across the nation. So I appreciate you for those efforts. I think what also just makes and warms my heart is Mr. Rock's intentionality around the individual itself, right? Not just go-to-market strategies or financial projections, but what it is for that individual to be his best self or her best self, because if they can be their best self, that's the best entrepreneur that you can get.
So congratulations to my partner in success. But this young brother here is an example of what City Startup Labs is all about as well. Today we have this platform. Now again, this system just doubled in size, right? So we've got almost 70 hospitals, right? So we got a long way to go. But we're in how many hospitals right now? So we're in 22 hospitals. 22 hospitals, and we got a long way to go, so we're helping them to figure out how best to scale right now. So we'll keep at it until we get one of the products that came out of City Startup Labs in 70 hospitals. So anyway, this is what City Startup Labs is all about. I did not think in the middle of all those great things between helping returning citizens and entrepreneurs that I would also gain a very good friend.
Now this summer, our office awarded $30 million to community service, nonprofit, county governments, and regional organizations to help North Carolinians access and safely use high-speed internet. And I'm very pleased that City Startup Labs was awarded one of those grants. Thank God he presented the first one. But we were able to award CSL $400,000 to support the launch of ReConnex that he just mentioned. But this pilot is going to be a retail device, digital device that he just mentioned, repair operation within Charlotte, providing reliable, dependable, affordable, hyper-local tech support to communities lacking such devices. So to close, I just want to thank you again for your partnership and for helping all citizens participate in the digital economy and have access to jobs. And thanks for all you all are doing to close the digital divide in Charlotte and beyond. Thank you.
I'll end my remarks perhaps where Dr. Graham started. He used an analogy of a horse. My analogy is also of a horse, but not a horse stuck in the mud. Never bet on the horse, always bet on the jockey. And as I think about the work of City Startup Labs, as I think about all that City Startup Labs has achieved over these past 10 years, Henry is the jockey, City Startup Labs is that horse. So I have bet on Henry, and that bet is paying off in terms of the astronomical work that City Startup Labs has done over these past 10 years.
Canvas of dreams. Closing our eyes to touch the faces of the ones who preceded us. I recognize these lullabies made with pentagrams of hands. Your hand over mine, her hand over yours, their hands over ours. We all are one.